Karen's recklessness reached new heights when she decided to send Phony Association police to detain me. Her goal was clear: intimidate, coerce, and assert dominance over someone she perceived as beneath her authority. She didn't realize that in choosing to confront me, she had picked the wrong target entirely. I was no ordinary homeowner. I was a U.S. Marshal, trained to anticipate deception, detect threats, and take decisive action in situations far more dangerous than a petty HOA dispute. The day her faux officers arrived, they were confident, striding onto my property with a sense of self-importance that bordered on comical. They believed their badges, or rather the semblance of authority they carried, gave them power over me. They were wrong. I greeted them calmly, maintaining a demeanor of authority, and allowed them a moment to overestimate their position. Then I revealed, subtly but unmistakably, that they were not dealing with an ordinary citizen. My credentials, my experience, and my preparedness became immediately apparent. Karen, watching from a distance, could only gape as her plan unraveled in real time. Her phony police were outmaneuvered, outmatched, and outclassed. I disarmed the situation without violence, ensuring their presence was noted, their intrusion recorded, and her involvement exposed. What had begun as an intimidation tactic turned into a spectacle of her incompetence, a public display of her misunderstanding of the law, authority, and consequences. But the lesson wasn't just for Karen. It was for anyone who assumed that power could be claimed through pretense. Every action she had taken, the phone calls, the threats, the fake officers, was now on record, undeniable and indisputable. My response was measured, calculated, and flawless. She had underestimated the reach of experience and the depth of preparation, thinking that theatrics could sway someone trained to navigate threats far more complex than her petty machinations. In the aftermath, Karen attempted damage control, crafting letters and explanations to cover her missteps. But the neighborhood, the HOA board, and even her so-called officers had witnessed the reality. She had no authority beyond what she could fabricate, and that fabrication crumbled under scrutiny. Her credibility, already fragile from previous conflicts, began to collapse. Her actions were no longer seen as leadership, they were recognized as reckless, irresponsible, and dangerous overreach. The incident became a turning point in the ongoing saga. Karen had thought she could use fear and pretense to control the situation, but instead, she had exposed her ignorance and overconfidence. Every subsequent move she made would be shadowed by the knowledge that she could be countered decisively. Her police had been neutralized, her bluff revealed, and her standing diminished. She had learned, albeit too late, that power is meaningless without knowledge, preparation, and respect for boundaries. By the time the week ended, Karen was reeling. Her attempts to dominate had failed spectacularly, and the repercussions of her actions were clear. The phony officers she had deployed were a testament to her desperation, and her inability to recognize the consequences of her behavior ensured that she would tread cautiously in the future, or face even more significant setbacks. She had assumed she could intimidate me, but in doing so, she had provided a perfect demonstration of how entitlement meets experience and loses.